Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to stage 13 of the Longines Global Champions Tour. Welcome to GCTV and welcome to the Longines Tops International Arena as we get ready to dive deep into this fantastic grass turf and prepare to dive deep into this wonderful LGCT championship story that continues to evolve between Harry Smolders and between Michael van der Vleuten. We have a huge amount of the competition's top 10 present here in Valkenswaard this afternoon, but there are some caveats. There are some storylines behind some of those riders that we have to dive deeper into, and Frederik de Backer, along with Grace Kelly and the riders that are inside, will be able to give us a better idea. Take a look at what we can do nowadays on television. Our drone coming in closer to the iconic spider. Is it behind me this time? There it is. Welcome to GCTV and welcome to stage 13 of the Longines Global Champions Tour. This is absolutely brilliant and I love having you on board for what is going to be a fascinating show and hopefully more importantly a fascinating LGCT Grand Prix as well. We will talk about Harry, we will talk about Michael, we will talk about the top 10 and maybe take you deeper into the stables here at the Longines Tops International Arena and give you a little more information about one of the top horses, if not the top horse in the LGCT Championship as it stands. So stay with us throughout the rest of the afternoon. We are getting ready for today's Grand Prix. But first, let's take a slightly deeper dive and take a look at some of the incredible features that are available to the riders here in particular at the Longines Tops International Arena.
We're here at the famous Longines Tops International Arena, and one of the standout features here is the statue of Top Gun, the horse that Jan Tops rode in Barcelona in 1992 to claim Olympic gold. And here behind me are the 511 permanent on-site stables, each row being specially named after some of the top horses to ever compete in our sport, the likes of Top Gun, Shutterfly, and of course, Ito do Chateau taking row number 1. Finally, we're here on the bridge outside the iconic Spider building that separates the giant sand ring and the main international grass arena where the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix takes place today.
There is arguably no other venue across our entire circuit that perhaps treats and looks after the riders and the horses the way they get treated and looked after here at the Longines Global Champions Tour, and we get ready here at the Longines Tops International Arena. Speaking of this championship battle, boy, this has been an intriguing conversation over the last couple of months as Michael van der Vleuten started the season on such an incredible high, and then all of a sudden Harry Smolders ending the season now on as equally an important high, and it brings them together, two Dutchmen head-to-head here in Valkenswaard for the LGCT Championship title. Do you feel the energy? Do you feel that running through your veins? Imagine what is going through the veins of Michael van der Vleuten and of Harry Smolders as they know how tight this is going to go. Frederik de Backer will give us more reaction and perhaps a little more detail on what exactly is required. Let's talk about who is in, who is out, who is qualified, what can Harry Smolders do, what happens to Michael van der Vleuten if A, B and C. We'll get all of those scenarios a little bit later on. We did ask Michael van der Vleuten about this championship race and managed to get a little bit of insight from your LGCT current leader.
Yeah, okay, we had a few very strong legs in the beginning of the season. I must say the last couple of GCTs we were maybe a bit unlucky with one rail down. But that's how it goes, and Harry actually the other way around. He had maybe a bit a more easy start. But his last 4 legs were very, very strong, all podium classes, so I must say yeah, he did a fantastic job. His horses are in very good shape, but so is Beauville as well. And you know, it's gonna be a big battle still the last 3 legs, and we try to keep on it, and hopefully we can keep the lead till the end. But it's not gonna be easy. But the same for Harry, and I think it's nice for the crowd to that there's a nice battle going on.
Nice for the crowd. Well, Michael is spot on, because just alongside me here is the main tribune at the Longines Tops International Arena, and every single one of those seats is going to be completely jam-packed in the next couple of minutes as we get closer and closer to the start of today's LGCT Grand Prix. Let's start talking about the top 10, because that's going to be an important conversation that Frederick and I will be having in a few moments' time. Let's remind you of the current LGCT top 10 standings. And you'll notice something just slightly different about this image that we're going to show you, because something that Frederick and I will now talk about is who exactly is in the race and who exactly is out of the race with the current top 10 as it stands now. Because, again, the top 10 finish inside an LGCT season is an absolutely fantastic achievement. But we need to do our job to try and help make it easier for you to understand who exactly is inside the top 10 that does still have a realistic shot at chasing down championship leader Michael van der Vleuten. Well, there are a couple faces there that you may notice something just slightly different, that they are indeed going to potentially be out of the race. So let's go down inside the Tops International Arena. Let's go to Frederick de Backer. Let's start talking about this championship race. Let's start talking about the top 10. How many of them are here? How many of them have qualified? Frederick de Backer, let's start with that. Let's talk about the top 10, and let's talk about who is in today's LGCT Grand Prix of Valkenswaard, because that probably already will start to tell our story.
Absolutely, Mark. Of the current top 10 of the Longines Global Champions Tour, 9 riders are present in Valkenswaard and 8 are competing in the Grand Prix. The one that is missing out, that did not qualify, wait for it, is Malin Bayer-Johnson. You say did not qualify. She did not ride the qualifier. She only had one horse here. So Malin Bayer-Johnson elected with Harley Davidson not to ride the qualifier. The horse was never going to jump the Grand Prix. So she did not ride the qualifier. Hence why she's not in the Grand Prix.
What is the impact of that, though, for her as we now begin to scratch off names? I mean, does she still have a shot? Is she still in it? What does this cost her?
Well, absolutely. It costs her a lot. Malin Bayer-Johnson is, currently sitting in 8th on the LGCT standings. It costs her the race for the championship. She's out of the race. From now on, she cannot catch Michael van der Vleuten. She cannot catch Harry Smulders. So she is now barred. She's out of the race. By the way, also, Olivier Philippaerts is out of the race, and he's not present here.
All right, so now we start scratching names off. Now we start knowing that Olivier Philippaerts not present, done. Malin Bayer-Johnson not be able to go on and win it from here because of her absence today. Are there others, Frederick, that maybe are still in with a shout, but maybe are in just a little bit of danger? Who is flirting with that possibility of not going on to go much further beyond Valkenswaard than today?
So an LGCT Grand Prix winner who is also out of the race is Edwina Tops-Alexander on what should be called home ground. She is unable to catch up with Van der Vleuten and with Smulders, or maybe even with the others if it would go their way. Let's not call it just a race between Smulders and Van der Vleuten. On the contrary, for those for who is it becoming a difficult story, this becomes a crucial round, for example, for Van Eckermann, for Julien Epaillard. No, it sounds surprising because they are the world number 1 and 2, but they are also in a zone where this Grand Prix has to go perfect for them in order to have a shot. If it doesn't go their way, if it's not a perfect Grand Prix, it's over. It's done for them with just 2 stages to go. But the 7 that are still in contention for the championship, all 7 are here. The 7 in the top 10 that are in contention for the championship are in this Grand Prix.
All right, and let's just be clear as well. Those 2 LGCT victories for Julien Epaillard this season was one on Donatello. There's no Donatello here in Valkenswaard this weekend. He will return only in Rome. But as Frederick says, if today does not go well, then there's nothing that Donatello can do in Rome to help Julien Epaillard along. Frederick, the big question some might want to know then is when can potentially Michael van der Vleuten win it? Let's talk about him and Smulders then. When can he win it? How and when can Smulders overtake? Let's talk the hows then between those top 2 as they really try and push this championship down the line.
Nobody can win it here. Nobody can win the championship in Valkenswaard. That is clear. Van der Vleuten only has to fear Smolders. Smolders is the only rider that can overtake Van der Vleuten. Smolders has not recorded that 8th best result. Just to refresh your memory, it's the best 8 results that count. Even if you have 10 or 11 Grand Prix results, only your best 8 count. Smolders has to still record his 8, so any point that he takes out of his Grand Prix will improve his score. Van der Vleuten has to finish 22nd or better in order to improve his position, and it goes point by point. So it's clear that Smolders has got the advantage here in Valkenswaard.
All right, so any point that he takes out of today, as Frederick says, because he is still waiting for an 8th result, is going to be massively beneficial, whilst Michael van der Vleuten can only add to his current worst result. Okay, Frederick, that gives us a lot of clarity. Thank you. We know who to scratch off. We know who to keep an eye on. Take a break. We'll come back to you in a few moments' time. We'll get back to Frederick for the course walk a little bit later on. We'll also chat to some of the riders and learn more about Beauville, the horse that Michael van der Vleuten has gone on to essentially dominate this LGCT championship up until the point now where Harry Smolders is starting to light that fire up behind Michael van der Vleuten. So more from Beauville later, more from some of the riders competing in today's Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Valkenswaard. For now though, we take a break. When we return, more in the pre-show.
Courageous,
organized, dedication, skillful,
artist,
modern,
genius,
perfection. I'm trying to get in the right state of mind.
I am Peder Fredriksson.
He has a lot of experience, a great rider.
Peder is really inspiring. He loves to share his knowledge.
When you win, you're celebrating together. If it goes badly, you share it with the team. I like it.
but it's not so easy.
He has a lot of skills.
Peder made the sport bigger in Sweden. The sport would be different if he wouldn't been there.
Biggest moment with the most pressure, he can stay so calm and so focused.
And that is the answer. How could it be number 1 in the world?
And this is pursuit of greatness.
Welcome back to the Longines Tops International Arena, standing by for today's LGCT Grand Prix of Valkenswaard. And it is more than just Harry and Michael. We know that there are other major points up for grabs. We've already spoken about the importance of the likes of Henrik van Ackerman, Julien Eppeyard. They have to do exceptionally well here today to try and stay in this LGCT championship hunt. We'll show you the standings a little bit later on and remind you just how tight things are getting, especially for those top 2. For now though, let's talk about what they are going to be jumping. What has Giuliano Vizzani built for this 1.60 m course? And I have a feeling that Frederick might be talking to us about some pretty big jumping that's to come. And that's what you expect from Vizzani. That's what you expect from this level. Let's find out more about today's course walk.
Course walk of this 13th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the season. Giuliano Vizzani has built it on this beautiful grass ring, and there is an unbelievable line that we have to talk about, and it comes up very early in this Grand Prix. Behind me is fence 3, and then it's fence 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, all related. We have to get stuck in and talk about this. There's none of the riders here, but it starts there, fence 3 at the triple bar, and then it is an 8 or 9 approach to fence 4 at the Liverpool right here of Lugano Diamonds. I walked it as a 9. I overheard some riders discuss it as an 8 stride approach, but I think they will change their mind about the 8 once they see what is to come next, and that is the triple combination. I'm just trying to buy a little bit of time, as I can see that Hendrik van Eckermann over my shoulder is walking this line, so I'm quickly going to ask him what he makes of this line. Hendrik, very quickly, I walked it as 9. I heard riders say 8. You're the world number 1. I only listen to you.
No, I have a big stride. For me, it's 8.
Please tell me that there's also a 9.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't walk this line, so depending on this, and of course, maybe one horse jumped to the right, and then you do 9.
I really appreciate that you're trying to save me. Thank you very much. I'll let you go. It's an important day for him, for Hendrik van Eckermann. He's won a Grand Prix already in Stockholm, of course. For him, it's an 8. Might be wrong. Me might be wrong, not Hendrik van Eckermann, about the approach. But we'll see how that plays out. Indeed, Beauville has got the left-hand drift, so he'll make 8 on the inside line anyway. And then it comes into the triple combination. I just want you to come closer, and have a look at the triple. So it's Oxer, 2 strides vertical, 1 stride Oxer coming out. The first Oxer is white, then it's a blue vertical, and then a white Oxer coming out. So Venzani playing with the colors there to see how the horses would react, how the horses would focus, but you can already see that the center vertical is the tallest of the lot. Abdel Said is coming over. I'm going to ask him whether it is 8 or 9 and how this is going to ride with a light bend from Lugano Diamonds into Longines. Abdel Said, tell me quickly, you've walked 3, 4 and 5. What's your horse like and what's your plan like coming into this combination at this point?
I'd love to walk 3, 4 again. I think that I walked it as an 8 with a big step, but it's a little bit open, I think. I'm maybe considering to add a stride just for this line to regroup for the combination.
Abdel, I officially love you.
I love you too, man.
Okay, see you later. Bye. It's good that Abdel Said says I'm right. I really like that. Oh, and that means that the world number... No, and we're not going there. Anyway, Oxer, 2 strides, vertical, 1 stride, Oxer coming out. Just, if you come and stand over here and we turn around, just look at the width of those Oxers. It starts over there, very big Oxer coming in. Depending on the swing that you get, you will land or normal and find room over the vertical. If you run deep, you will have a small jump over the upright, and then it's a big stretch out. On the other hand, if you fly and get a big jump over the vertical, you land deep to fence C, and it's also a big stretch out. So in any case, really, oh, this is an even better view. Really keep an eye on that back rail, because just look at the width. It's of the 3 fences, is the smallest in terms of size, in height, but it's the widest of Oxers. So we've walked 3, 4, 5 A, B, C. And then this is not really related. You can pick and choose whatever distance you want here coming out of that triple combination. But I can assure you that this comes up very, very fast. And both Michael van der Vleuten and also Andreas Schouw are walking this line again. This is the second, maybe even the third time that they are walking this line from 5 to 6 to that delicate plank. And you can pick, you can go wide, you can come inside. I'll just ask Andreas Schouw about his opinion on this plank. Andreas, how many times have you walked this line now from the triple to the plank?
Third time now, yeah.
Third time?
Yeah. It's coming very quick on a very difficult angle, and this line going into the corner, it's tricky enough, I find.
For yourself, are you literally walking strides? Are you counting strides, or are you just looking for your approach?
Looking and discussing with myself, one more or less. But my horse has a really big stride, so I really need to be accurate also for the time. So yeah, need to have the best plan.
So where are you now? What approach has got the upper hand now?
For right now, this line coming up afterwards is an 8 for my horse. Yeah.
8 into this line?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Andreas Schouw, the Dane with a fantastic Dark Deluxe, second in the Madrid Grand Prix with that agonizing time fall, but he was delighted with it. And the problem is, they're all going to be looking for somewhat of a tight distance to the plank, so they get somewhat of a small jump over the plank, but it's the tallest vertical there is. Tallest vertical on the course. They are going to look for a small jump so they can make the line that they find here, the line into the VDL Group Oxer, that they find a little bit of room, because with some swing and some pace, you're going to finish up around and about here. And with this Oxer you're just too deep. You wanna end up a little bit here, so you have to be able to shorten your stride coming up to this VDL Oxer, jumping into the corner. And we know that red rails are always difficult to jump. May I also say, I see the sun in the corner of my eye. Horses will also have the sun here coming into that fence. So that also might play a role ahead or at the end of this Grand Prix. What else is there to talk about? There's one more line actually that takes him again. We've had somewhat of shorter and holding distances. It was, if you remember well, it was holding on 9, in my opinion, in the Said's opinion, holding on 9 to the vertical. It was quiet but with punch nevertheless into the triple combination. It was 8 and a tight 4 in here, and then all of a sudden it all gets a little bit longer. Long to the plank at the far end, long to the Staltops gate, long to the final fence as well, as if all of a sudden Vezzani wants to make a shift in the balance, make a shift in the rhythm. I don't know if that's his thought, but at least that is what it walks like coming down to that final fence. So with lots of effort at the beginning of the course, and then the course changing halfway through to a more open Grand Prix, this is... I've walked it once and I can't really get my head around it yet. I've walked it obviously, but I don't know what you need yet. It's very difficult to get your head around with so much effort so early into the course. Fit horses, that's going to be important. You'll need fit horses, you'll need to be focused very much yourself, but especially fit and power. You need a lot of power. Look at that final oxer as well. There, the pink oxer just over my shoulder. That's a massive obstacle as well. So early, lots of effort. Lots of jumping to do, massive triple combination, quick reactions, and then a second part that completely is the opposite of the first part. At least that's what it walks like. We'll see how it plays out once this Grand Prix gets underway, Mark.
Right, thank you very much, Frederik de Backer. What I love about our position here on the LGCT Grand Prix of Valkenswaard, what I love about the position of the GCTV studios, that the course walk is happening just right over there, and I'm quite literally following Frederik de Backer off camera, and he is spot on from that triple bar into the Lugano-Liverpool, into that triple combination. Oh, Uliana Vezzani is playing with magic here this afternoon. The big question now becomes, out of these best riders of the weekend, which of them is going to be able to negotiate that the best? Which of these riders is going to be able to take care of that? Is it going to be Mikey Pender, outstanding in the Global Champions League yesterday to qualify, surprising many with HHS Catwalk's position and performance? Well, let's catch up with him to see how he's feeling about his performance and what we can expect today in the Grand Prix.
Mikey, what a good surprise from HHS Catwalk yesterday. Not your usual go-to horse though for these bigger classes.
No, but I was using her a bit more as a speed horse, and she's stepping up now. She jumped brilliant yesterday. I'm absolutely delighted with her. It's going to be her first big Grand Prix today, so we'll see how that goes, and it looks quite tough already from looking from the outside in.
What can you take from yesterday's preparations and yesterday's round with the Catwalk going into the Grand Prix today?
Well, she jumped amazing, so she's in good form, and she likes the ground here, and I think she jumped incredible yesterday, so we'll be hoping for a good round today, and hopefully she can put in a good performance.
And it's a lucky hunting ground here for you, Mikey, going on last year's performance?
Yeah, definitely. I think Valkenswaard has always been very lucky for me. I always seem to win a class or be placed in a good class, so hopefully we can do good. I'm not sure now, it'll be hard to repeat last year, but hopefully we can have a good round and a good result.
Well, Mikey, you did win the Grand Prix here last year. Are you going to try and do a double?
I'd love to. I'll try anyway. I'll be trying, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, all the best, Mikey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Wouldn't that be a magical story? Mikey Pender on HHS Catwalk making back-to-back victories here in Valkenswaard. That certainly would be a big story. We're going to chat to another sensational young rider in a few moments' time as well. She too has had major success here and might be a little bit happy to notice the absence of one particular rider in today's LGCT Grand Prix of Valkenswaard. We'll come to that in a few moments' time. Before we get there, though, I had the wonderful opportunity to go into these wonderful facilities, to travel into the stables here at the Longines Tops International Arena, to spend some time with Michael van der Vleuten, to spend some time with Beauville, and to spend some time with his groom as well, to find out exactly what is this magic combination, what is making it tick. Let's get to know Beauville a little bit better.
I'm standing here beside Beauville NLP. It's my best horse at the moment, already for years, and He's the sweetest horse in the stable and the biggest fighter in the arena, and that's what I like about his mentality.
Everybody knows him as Bobby.
Okay.
Nobody say Bovril. Oh, Bobby is one of the smartest horses I ever met. He knows exactly when he's on the show. When he's home, he has absolutely chill mood, but on the show he's present. And yeah, he has character. He's super cute, but also is eating everything what he can find.
He's a horse who likes to be annoying on a good way. He's very sweet. He's a horse who likes attention, and that's also what he gets in the arena from the public, and that's what he likes, what he enjoys. Okay, maybe he's a bit, you know, a natural, a bit more stiff horse, but he does a lot on mentality. I think that's his biggest strength. He's a real fighter and extremely careful. You know, I'm always working about the confidence in him, that he, you know, that he gets the feeling that he can do it, and then I get a lot back from him in the arena.
They are just a team. I think Mike is just thinking and Bobby is doing it. Like it works so good together. It's really, yeah. They have a good relationship. They know each other, I think, inside, outside.
Bovril was already for 1.5 years in our stable with that time a student from us, and well, my father came actually up with the idea to just take him for a couple of weeks on the show, and we actually decided to buy the horse. I must say, out of his mother did not came that many Grand Prix horses, maybe none actually. So maybe in that way he's a surprise, you know. To be honest, I would never expect that, you know, that we grew up to this level together. He was definitely a horse who was making many clear rounds already as a 7-year-old, which tells me a lot about the mentality of a horse, of course. And we took a bit of time in the beginning, the first 1-2 years. And I must say, from there on, when we had the right confidence in each other, I must say we made some good steps forward, and on the end we grew up to one of the best combinations, and no, that's, you know, I'm very proud of him that we made it that far.
He's just a best friend, a good buddy.
Yeah, hopefully we still can have a lot of fun with each other the coming years. He's 13 by now, so hopefully, you know, should be able to keep on going a couple of more years.
And at just 13 years of age, you'd imagine that Bobby, as he is affectionately known, Bovril, will still indeed be able to win many more LGCT Grand Prix. And will he go on to win the big one by the end of the season? That's going to be the big question. With just today, Rome and Riyadh. There are just 3 Grand Prix left. Harry Smolders, Michael van der Vleuten. Of course, there are others in that top 10 that can challenge. But for now, the attention, the magnifying glass, has fallen onto those 2 Dutchmen here in Valkenswaard. And that certainly is going to be intriguing to see how the 2 play out. Michael van der Vleuten comes out earlier than Harry Smolders. So Harry will have the opportunity to just have an eye on what Michael does. Does that impact his round? Does that change his approach? That becomes the big question. Is there going to be another night of magic for young Sanne Thijssen? Speaking about outstanding Dutch riders, boy, did she not have an outstanding go in the jump off here a couple seasons back. She is back here in Valkenswaard, back on Conquidam. Let's go catch up with her. Grace Kelly standing by with Sanne Thijssen.
Sanne, we see you back with Conquidam again here this year. 2 years ago, you had an amazing second place finish. How have you guys grown together as a team since then?
Yeah, we know each other already for such a long time, I think 10 years. So we know each other very well, and yeah, the second place was amazing. Of course, I won one time Madrid. That was even a better feeling, so today I go for the same result as Madrid.
This horse jumps well on grass?
Yeah, he really likes the grass.
And there's no sign of Daniel Dorsey here this year. That was the man that knocked you out of first place. So do you think you got an even bigger chance now?
Yeah, of course, it's always difficult, and every day is a new day. And yeah, a pole is so quick on the ground, you have to touch it light and it's already down, so it's difficult.
Look, I know you haven't walked the course yet, but just a quick look around, what do you think?
Yeah, I didn't walk the course what you said, but it looks quite tough, especially for me. I see already here and double coming in vertical oxer. That's a little bit the difficult thing for Connie, that he doesn't stay focused on coming in. So yeah, it's going to be tough for me.
Okay, well, Sana, all the best. We'll let you get to work.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What a magical LGCT Grand Prix there was with Sana Teyse a couple seasons ago, only being outdone by the sheer wizardry of Daniel Duyse, who quite amazingly has not qualified for today's Grand Prix. So that big nemesis of Sana Teyse a few seasons back is not there to hold her back. Can her and Conquidam perhaps go one step further? And which of today's riders is going to add their name to this list as we continue to build our Super Grand Prix competitors? We continue to build our golden ticket holders. These are the riders that throughout the season have gone on to win their golden tickets. Bertram Allen in A Coruña, Max Kuhne earning his in Riesenbeek after Harry Smulders picked up another. Jessica Springsteen just a week ago after that fantastic victory in London picks up her golden ticket. Who then is going to fill out that gap? Which of today's riders is then going to earn themselves their golden ticket to the LGCT Super Grand Prix? Could it maybe be a surprise? Could it maybe be a senior rider? Well, Philip Weishout already has his golden ticket. He is back today with Kobe looking for another victory. He is alongside Grace Kelly again. Grace, let's hear from Philip.
Philip, looks like there's lots of big asks in here today. Where do you think is going to catch people out?
Oh, it's a very tricky, big course today, I think. All the jumps are very big, it's technical. For me, the hardest line will be the combination with the double. We have it right here. Skinny oxer to this 9AB to the combination. It's very high and very difficult for my horse, I think. But I think we will see faults all over the course. But for me, especially the line with the double is difficult.
How's Kobe feeling today?
He felt super. I messed it up yesterday in the team class. I hope I give him a better ride today and then we should be clear.
Hoping to come back and do the clear?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay, well, best of luck. Thank you.
Very much.
Cheers.
Smile on the face of Philip Weishout. Kobe and him have been in sensational form throughout the 2023 season, of course, from a Global Champions League perspective. But here on the LGCT stage, going on to win that very first Grand Prix in Doha, not on Kobe, but maybe now he can make it much like Luca Beerdebam a season or two ago, much like Julien Epaillard again this season. Can Philip Weishout make it a double victory for him in 2023? We will find out. We'll continue working our way through the start list and perhaps point out some of the really big names that may well be those to look out for. But now let's take a look back at what took place in London. We mentioned Jessica Springsteen. We mentioned that fantastic victory for her a week ago. Let's flash back and show you what took place in London.
Welcome all to London and welcome along to the Longines Global Champions Tour. Niels Brunsels galloping all the way to the finish, full of trust with Dulux Van Tienel as he flies the last with a brilliant round. Jessica Springsteen just held a little to the last. She's still got plenty of time on her side. 1.35 quicker, like lightning. Where's he going to be? Lands and goes through the finish, 45.81. He's got into third. He's onto the podium for the moment. He's trying to beat Jessica Springsteen at the moment to get onto the top this year here for Olivier Philippard. He's got 43.01 to beat. He's going for the line. He's a little bit away. Harry Smulders has got to do something here. Will he get there? Not quite. He's slower than Olivier Philippard by 2, Ben Mayer. But he brings the 9-year-old into play. Oh no! Jessica Springsteen wins the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of London.
No, I'm so happy with my horse today. He was jumping unbelievable. I took a few risks and yeah, it paid off, so I couldn't be happier.
Jessica Springsteen may be slow in the champagne, but super quick in the ring, and that is what matters most. An LGCT golden ticket in the bag. She will be at the Super Grand Prix at the GC Prague playoffs later on this year. The big question now becomes who then is going to write their name on that list here in Valkenswaard. Ben Mayer and Dallas Vegas, the first rider to come out the gate. A 3-time champion, Ben Mayer, needs absolutely no introduction. Julien Epaillard, already a 2-time winner this year, we know has been very, very dangerous. Simon de Lestre, Michael van der Vleuten, back-to-back with Philip Weishout. Perhaps a big surprise in Marcus Eining and Priam du Rosé that will come out later. Mikey Pender, Peter Fredriksson, Christian Kukuk, Sana Teyse, Harry Smulders, Richard Howley was sensational yesterday in the Global Champions League. Henrik von Ackermann, and the best qualifier of the weekend was Max Kuhne up to Jakob Blue. just some of the many riders that will go on to challenge for today's title. And before we get ready and start with Ben Mayer coming out as the first rider, let's show you the standings, remind you what it looks like ahead of today's LGCT Grand Prix of Valkenswaard, remind you of Michael van der Vleuten and Harry Smulders, that championship battle between 1 and 2. What about Christian Koekkoek? What about Simon de Lestre? These are names that still need to be discussed. Christian Koekkoek, Simon de Lestre 3 and 4. Henrik van Ackerman, Peter de Vos, Edwina Tops-Alexander and Malin Baard-Jonsson, as we described earlier, no longer have the opportunity to win the championship from here. But that is what the top 8 looks like in the current overall ranking here in Valkenswaard as we get ready to close the studio down and to open up the ring, because that is what we have all come here for, to watch all of these top riders go head-to-head for the 13th LGCT Grand Prix of the season. So from an LGCT live studio perspective, we say goodbye. The lives are coming up. The LGCT Grand Prix of Valkenswaard is next.
Hello show jumping fans, welcome to the 13th of 15 stages of the Longines Global Champions Tour. Welcome to the state-of-the-art Longines Tops International Arena in Valkenswaard in the Netherlands, where the Dutch riders come face to face with the lead in the championship on the line. After Valkenswaard, 2 stages are left to jump, with Rome at the Circo Massimo in 4 weeks, and another month later it is Riyadh that will present the final in Saudi Arabia. Who will head to Rome as championship leader? Well, for now it is Dutchman Michael van der Vleuten holding the top position, but Harry Smulders has the advantage of still having to record his 8th result. 9 riders of the top 10 are present in Valkenswaard, and 8 have qualified under the sunshine for the Grand Prix, as Malin Baard-Jonsson did not compete in the qualifier. That decision takes her out of the championship race, and also Olivier Philippaerts and Edwina Tops-Alexander can no longer win the championship, not after London. That reduces the field to a field of 7 contenders, and all those 7 championship contenders are in this Grand Prix. And as you can see there, Michael van der Vleuten, well, he has been successful on this ground before, much more successful than his direct rival, and that is Harry Smulders, who sits 9 points behind him on the championship table. Van der Vleuten Smulders, Koekoek, De Lestre, Van Eckerman, De Vos and Epaillard are still in the championship race, but that 9-point margin that Van der Vleuten has on Smulders, with Van der Vleuten still having to record an 8th result that is they're going to melt like snow for the sun. Koekoek cannot overtake Van der Vleuten. Only Smulders can overtake Van der Vleuten, but Koekoek can close in, so can De Lestre. Van Eckerman, De Vos, tops Alexander, the top 7 currently in the championship race. There, the rest of the field. Don't underestimate Max Kühner. He's 12th at the moment, but has only scored 6 Grand Prix results with 3 Grand Prix still to go. He is in for a good finish if he pulls it off in those last 3 stages, but the championship contender, no, I'm afraid that is too late for Max Kühner. All these Dutch have travelled here to Valkenswaard in the southwest to see the battle that is a repetition of 2017, the battle between those 2 strong fellow countrymen, Michael van der Vleuten and Harry Smulders, taking each other on home ground for the lead in the championship, with then only 2 stages to go in Rome and Riyadh. And what is about 2017? Well, in 2017, Harry Smulders won the Longines Global Champions Tour for the very first time, and guess who finished second? That was a very young Van der Vleuten at the time, who was not really a championship contender, but only got into a race at the end of the season. Now it's completely different, and different is also the course of Ujano Vezzani, and keep an eye out for what he has built. The 3D animation is slightly different than what you see on the ground. 1-2 is more of a straight line, and then you have a tight rollback to the triple bar at fence 3. So we'll go in front of fence 11, in front of this ox. This is way too wide of a turn for what is actually designed or built on course. But here it gets interesting. It is the triple bar, 1.90 meter wide. Inside 8, I think it's outside 9 to the Lugano Diamonds vertical. And then it is a standard 6 strides into the triple combination. And that's why you need, I think, those 9 strides to Lugano Diamonds to make the 6 here fit nicely. Make them a little bit more comfortable. Don't overrush that first oxer. Don't override the front rail, because you have to get the back rail. You have to get some room to cover the back rail. Then you have to find room for this vertical, and no matter how, it's always about the back rail of this oxer. No matter how you jump that vertical, it's always about the back rail of that oxer. On a 90-degree turn, very much on a bizarre angle, you've got fence number 6. Is it 8? Is it 9? Is it even 7? Well, most say it is 8, but they want to get the small jump over 6, so the 4 strides to 7 come easy. And so far, everything has been holding, waiting and holding, well controlled. As from here, it changes. Skinny oxer at 8, flowing stride into the combination. I believe that was 7 to 9A and 9B, but some will land and potentially add going into the combination. And then as you swoop round, there's a very, very long and very flat 5 to Tops International auction. So because it's so flat, and because it's a vertical, and because it's a plank, we might see 6s because of the turn that is to come next. There is an inside turn in front of the triple bar that you have to take for the time allowed, and that leads you to a massive, bulky oxer at 11. 6.5. That means flat 6 to the gate or a holding 7 to the upright. And then I think it was 9 strides to the final oxer with the Liverpool underneath there at the grandstands. That is the course that Ujano Vezzani has built for this 13th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Valkenswaard. And he built it. And Edwina Tops Alexander says, what did you build here on home ground? Because this is quite a course that you have produced. This is a big test, but a championship lead is on the line. So why should it not be? Ben Meer is the first to go after a difficult qualifier. Barely made it into the Grand Prix on a score of 8. Same for Brina, Raji, Dreyer, Brash, De Vos, Epaillard, 2 championship contenders very early. Also, De Lestre is only to go with 1 down in the qualifier, and then there already is Michael van der Vleuten with Beauville, 14th to go. Then we move up to riders with 4 penalties like Pauls, Vermeer and Fredriksson, and then we switch to the clears. The slowest clear from Pender, Tops Alexander is in there. There's Koekoek, the number 3 on the championship standings, and once the page turns, there is nobody else than Harry Smulders and Hendrik van Eckerwal, but mainly the focus on Harry Smulders. He's got 20 horses between himself and Michael van der Vleuten, so he He will not change his approach to Michael van der Vleuten, but we will already know where van der Vleuten will kind of sit after, or at the moment that Smulders will be coming in for this Grand Prix, for his Grand Prix run. The 13th Grand Prix of the season, and by the way, it is the last one on grass because both Rome at Circo Massimo and Riyadh are on sand rings. Sold out, what is that? North Stadium, North Grandstand here in Valkenswaard at the Longines Tops International Arena, and they of course have read that it's all about their fellow countrymen. But not only Dutch, plenty of Belgians as well. We are less than 5 minutes away from the Belgian border, and we're also close to that Limburg area, that epicenter of show jumping here in Europe, that has plenty of international riders and stables in this more in the south of the Netherlands and the south of Belgium. Ben Meer comes scantering in. He is first to go, ladies and gentlemen. He comes riding in with Dallas Vegas Bataille, and that is the mare, the horse that jumped for a score of 8 penalties in round 1, so barely made it into this Grand Prix. Ben Meer with the Dallas Vegas. Ben Meer, the only rider in the history of the Tour to win the championship 3 times. Did it in 2022, last year, and in 19 and 18. An 11-time Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner, but this season not on the podium yet. He was 4th in Stockholm on double clear with this very same horse. And now with this 10-year-old mare by Cap Kennedy and Lac de Triomphe. It's a tough battle. Even if going clear, you're first to go in the jump off as well, and that is always a disadvantage. Let's see how Ben Meer takes on this course of Ujana Vitsali. Right lead approach to fence 1. There it stands. Flimsy vertical. Then strides to another vertical. Delicate start. Then a very bulky triple bar. And now we have to do the counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, what was that? What was it? It was a half stride for Meer, and it's not perfectly balanced into the triple. But Dallas Vegas Bataille stretching out of that triple. Now very quickly the plank comes up and she's fighting his hand a little bit. 4 strides to the bush oxen. Still clear, and now the competition changes. Now the course changes. Seven, and again he's got this half open distance coming into that combination, but the plank is still standing here in Valkenswaard for Ben Meer. Last line coming up. It is a rough ride for Ben Meer as they're first to go in this Grand Prix. The strides and the lines get easy there for him. The open strides are fairly normal for him on this big striding mare. And straight away he comes off the gun and jumps a clear. Ben Meer has fought a very hard battle with Dallas Vegas Bataille. 73.03, he's 5 seconds inside the time allowed. It started well, but then it got difficult. After the triple bar, he looks back and he knows that Dallas Vegas Bataille did not give him the easiest run. He was there at 8, but it looked as if he was waiting for 9. Here we had to hold her again to slow her down. But then he also had to meet the point of takeoff. Not easy, but strong after that difficult qualifier from Ben Meer and Dallas Vegas Bataille. There's the big stride of Shane Breen. Not of Shane Breen, but of Quickstar Kervik. 49-year-old from Tipperary, Ireland, now based in Hickstead. So time allowed 78 seconds. Ben was just under 5 inside